Alright, so for winter anime, we're at the third week right now. Gonna talk about more big shows I've been watching this week. I won't talk about too many shows, I'll keep this video kind of quick. But yeah, as we get more into the season, more shows are gonna pop off. So yeah, these are the ones I enjoyed this week. Let's get started. Okay, so for the NieR Automata anime, I keep watching this, I'm enjoying this. One of my favorite animes this season. Just seeing the NieR characters, the music's hitting so hard. Every new area, we go to the desert, we go to the village. All the music is so familiar, it feels so good. Besides that, we see a lot of characters fighting, just like everyone's trying to survive. So yeah, we see these androids in this android resistance camp led by Lily. So she kind of knows 2B. She's like a little wary of her. So yeah, 2B is not like a unique name. It's part of like her model number. So B is for battle and 2 is just like, model 2. So basically that's kind of interesting. There's some like lore about 2B over here. We also see that 2B tells 9S to call her 2B, not 2B-san. So it's like very emotional, like her having to team up with 9S again and just like repeating these things that they already did. So yeah, we'll see if all these things play a part in the future. But yeah, as of now, they're kind of like helping out in this village. So yeah, it's a nice hub. They even got a jukebox playing music. It's all good. So yeah, the issue comes where yeah, on planet Earth right now, there's like no help from Yorha so far. So and everyone's kind of relieved that 2B and 9S are here. The thing is, they keep it secret that their mission is not to help the people. It's to just gather intel because there's like some dangerous robot coming through. So yeah, they just keep that on the down low and continue their mission on Earth. So right now they head to the desert. And we meet this new character, Jackass, who's a pretty funny kind of like mechanic scientist type of girl. So yeah, she's kind of rough, likes to explore, but she also likes to investigate androids, get data. So yeah, the fact that 2 Yorha models are here, she's just all salivating at the mouth. Kind of like Hanch from Attack on Titan. But yeah, I love her so much, such a funny character. And I mean, her name is Jackass, so she's as crazy as you expect. They go drive their truck through the desert to kind of blow open the doors with the big explosion. And yeah, we see some robots in the desert. There's like these like kind of native robots with masks. And so 2B and 9S go fighting them. 9S kind of hacks one of the big ones, and we see kind of like a flashback inside the android's memories. So yeah, 9S kind of sees like a flashback of people. So it's kind of weird why it's in this android's memory banks. So yeah, this is also a reference to NieR Replicant. So yeah, I played that game. I'm lucky to kind of like pick up all these references. And it had a remake recently, so it's a pretty good game. But yeah, it makes you think that these robots kind of have ties to humans, like to somewhere in their programming. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen there. But besides that, as they go deeper into the desert to kind of like reach their destination, this is where some other Yorha models got destroyed, their signal got lost, and now 2B and 9S are here. So yeah, we see a bunch of robots just like trying to fuck. They're just trying to have sex, trying to make babies, or smashing into each other. It just looks so uncomfortable. And then once 2B and 9S kind of like come in, all the robots are like, this cannot continue, this cannot continue. They kind of sing their own song, and it was like really creepy, but all the robots kind of merge into one being, and then they turn into a human. So it's like this white-haired dude, and 2B and 9S kind of like stab him. It doesn't seem to be a human, but more like a humanoid robot. But yeah, after he gets stabbed, another white-haired dude comes on and he picks him up. So yeah, just these naked, muscular, white-haired people, they're technically robots, are just like introduced as the villains. These scenes in the game were really fun, and I'm glad to see it unravel here. And now shit is just escalating. So yeah, the episode ends there. We also see the end credits, another ending, 2B and 9S riding wild animals. This is something you can do in the game to kind of like travel quickly. The problem is they kind of crash into a bunch of androids, and then yeah, that's it. Okay, so for Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, episode 3. Bro, this episode is so cute, but before we talk about this episode, we got some bad news. This anime got some production issues, so it's gonna be delayed. We're gonna get 6 episodes, and it's gonna like take a break for the spring. So goddamn it, bro, it's so sad. This is one of my favorite animes this season. Just love it. It's so wholesome, cute, relaxing. Just put it on, you can enjoy all the characters and the setting and the situation. It's not getting boring so far. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna enjoy the 6 episodes while we have them. But yeah, besides that, let's talk about the episode. So yeah, here Kubo, bro, she's like becoming like a super stalker now. It seems kind of not okay, but she's cute, so we'll give her a pass. Basically, she wants to hang out with Shiraishi one day, but he's like, oh, I got plans. She's like, oh. So yeah, this dude Shiraishi actually has plans. So yeah, he was actually taking care of his little brother. He's like a little cute dude. The thing is, some parents see the little brother playing by himself in the snow, and they're like, oh, where's your guardian? And Shiraishi's invisible, so no one can really see him. So yeah, so like kind of tell them, oh, I'm here, I'm here. So yeah, after they play in the park, play in the snow, Kubo pulls up. So this girl was stalking this dude Shiraishi, and then she kind of like introduces herself to the little brother. They kind of had a cute gag where there's like an indirect kiss type of scene. So yeah, cross that off on your slice of life romance checklist. But yeah, that scene is pretty cute. Also, after that, there's kind of like an interesting, funny scene. He goes to like this bookstore that's kind of far away from his house because he wants to buy like this sus manga. It's like a shonen magazine, but like the cover is like this girl with like a bikini on, so he feels kind of sus buying it. The thing is, who does he see here? None other than Kubo's big sister. So it seems like the Kubo family, they can detect him. His invisibility power will not work here. And a big sister kind of catches him reading some hentai magazine, so he gets kind of embarrassed. Thing is, he also drops his ID on his way out. So then the big sister sees it and she gives it to Kubo because she realizes this ID is the same school that Kubo goes to. And then Kubo's kind of shook because the big sister's kind of teasing her, like, oh, this dude Shiraishi, he was kind of looking at this hentai magazine with big titties. And Kubo's like, oh shit, I cannot compete. But yeah, besides that, pretty funny scene. She returns the ID to him. She seems like a bit jealous, but they don't really flesh that out too much. Also, after that, there's like a Christmas date between the both of them. Kubo kind of touches his hand just to see how long he was waiting. So, okay, bro, some contact out there. Kubo also gives him a present, but the caveat is that he has to give her a present as well. So she's like, okay, you got 15 minutes, go get me a present. So he goes looking around, he gives her some gloves, which is pretty thoughtful. So again, bro, these scenes are so cute. Nothing much to say, just to enjoy this romance episode, and we'll see more of Kubo next week. Okay, so for Inspector Season 2, Episode 3, bro, this story, this season is on another level. The storytelling is so enjoyable. Seeing stuff unfold, I'm just like sitting there eating my popcorn, hearing Kotoko just like give us all these explanations. If you're not watching this anime, highly recommend it. 2 seasons, it's like pretty solid. But yeah, so far we kind of get the continuation. Cliffhanger, Masayuki, the main dude we were following so far, he gets accused for murder. So 2 cops kind of show up to his apartment. They don't really arrest him, but they just talk because they have like circumstantial evidence on him. So nothing really concrete, but it's not really looking good for him. So basically his ex-wife, her name is Miharu, they've been divorced for a year. He had no contact with her, or so he says. So then yeah, she got murdered, and then like her last words, or like she wrote Masayuki on her hand, and she also in her house had like this like confession letter on how she actually attempted to murder her husband. So yeah, Masayuki like mentioned this earlier, how he almost died. The thing is, his wife kind of failed. This dude Masayuki's like really lucky on avoiding death, but basically after that they kind of divorced, and instead of reporting that bitch, taking her to the cops, they kept this secret. And like he was like, okay, regular divorce, you take half. So his wife was kind of creeped out how nice he was being. Okay, bro, I try to kill you and you just like ignore that shit. But yeah, basically ever since then, the wife was kind of scared that he would murder, and how like, if you find me dead under like suspicious circumstances, my husband is the murderer. So this bitch, she's accusing him from beyond the grave, bro. He cannot catch a break. So yeah, the Yuki Onna like has the alibi. She's like, oh, we were eating food that day, we were drinking sake and stuff. Yeah, so she really wants to help him. Besides that though, we see some other interesting things. So apparently Masayuki was caught in another town over in the supermarket with this girl that looked like his wife. So Yuki Onna, she actually looks like Miharu, his ex-wife. But yeah, besides that, the police don't arrest him, but it's only a matter of time before they charge him. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to explore, investigate, figure out this shit myself. I'm gonna find the killer. And then Yuki Onna's like, oh, let's visit the goddess. She'll help us. She's so smart. So yeah, they do visit her. She's kind of up on these mountains. She looks like really pissed off because her boyfriend isn't here. But yeah, this is where Kotoko kind of like gives her theory. And it was so interesting. So she's like, you think it's kind of sus that you're leading on this Yuki Onna? You're kind of convincing her to take your side. And once your back's against the wall, she can do anything to help you, like even murder. So it's like you're kind of using the spirit. Don't use her for evil. And then she kind of accuses Masayuki for murdering his wife because his other friend that pushed him off the mountain, he died 3 years later suspiciously. So that's one red flag. So Kotoko's kind of theorizing that Masayuki's trying to get revenge on all these people that wronged him by murdering them. And then he kind of like fooled the Yuki Onna because they don't know like how to tell time or days on the calendar. So his alibi might be shaky there. So he was just like kind of acting, pretending to get caught by the police just so the Yuki Onna can rescue him and they're like together forever. I'm kind of butchering the way that Kotoko told this story. She told it way better than I could. But basically once we hear all this, like everyone's kind of shook. The Yuki Onna, she's like begging for his life. Masayuki's kind of confused and he's like, oh, where's your evidence? But then Kotoko's like, bro, that shit's all a lie. I made that up. So Masayuki is not the murderer. He's actually a nice dude, pretty humble. And one of the main giveaways that he wasn't manipulating the Yuki Onna. He never tried to sleep with her. Because if you do have a baby with the spirit, I guess like that's stronger than any kind of like word bond, having like an actual family. So yeah, Kotoko made up this story. This is the second time she like told a lie in front of the viewers for kind of like no reason. Just to kind of wingman those two together. Just kind of like her therapy session in a kind of fucked up way. Because now their attachment to each other, to kind of know how strong they feel for each other. And she's like, okay, it's no biggie. I already know who the murderer is in the first place. But goddamn, okay, one of the best detectives out here. There's some theories who the killer's gonna be. It's probably not like a big reveal just because they're like stringing us along. It's more about the story than the destination. We don't know who the culprit is so far. Kotoko's kind of keeping that a secret, but I guess she'll tell us next week. Okay, so for Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 3, story's continuing. We're working on this farm, life as a slave. We see our boy NieR, kind of like the main character point of view. Thorfinn's out here just like having PTSD. He just like woke up from his sleep just screaming. We also see the story kind of developing with the son of the farm owner. So yeah, he wants to be a warrior. He doesn't want to be a farmer. So he hangs out with his bodyguards. They kind of like drink with him, and they're like, yo, you know the best way to be a man is to kill someone. So yeah, this is where the story ties up, because we got 2 slaves out here, 3 bodies to kill. So yeah, really interesting point in the story. I'm like, yeah, yo, we about to see Thorfinn murder some people. But no, it doesn't really go like that. So like the next day they wake up, they kind of hang out with this other slave girl on the farm, and then after that they have to go to their beach hideout, and that's when they have the master try to like slice down NieR or Thorfinn. Thing is, this dude is a huge pussy, so he cannot kill them. NieR kind of like pins him down, and Thorfinn's just like standing there like, bro, I do not care. Like, this dude just like could be anywhere else. But yeah, after NieR's trying so hard to pin down the son, Thorfinn's like, you know, you could just kill me, I'll take it. So then everyone's kind of taken aback, like, bro. And one of the guys, he's like pretty edgy, he's like, bro, we sell death, you must be afraid of death. So he starts like cutting Thorfinn, like slashing him a bit, giving him like paper cuts with the sword. It's pretty brutal, and then everyone's just like watching, and then it kind of like, he takes a big chunk of his ear off, which is like pretty rough. I don't know if that shit'll grow back. And after that he's like, next I'll take your eye. And Thorfinn's just standing there, bro. He's just like getting cut up, and he does not care. So yeah, he's not afraid of death. He actually says something like pretty entitled, which is like, nothing good has happened to me in my life. Like, come on, bro. It was your own fault that you turned into a slave. So yeah, Thorfinn avoiding responsibility. He just wants to die right now. But we see this other guy. His name is Snake, and he seems to be the leader of all these bodyguards. He's pretty cool, just a big muscular dude with black hair. Once he pulls up, everyone just like freezes. They're so scared of him. He punches the dude, slicing Thorfinn in the face, because he probably sees that Thorfinn has some potential in him. So I guess this is our new dad. He'll probably teach Thorfinn some things, maybe recruit him. Maybe he'll become Askeladd too, but yeah, we'll see. Because, you know, none of these guys here are really like good people. But overall, you know, pretty entertaining episode. The story goes on. And I love how each character is like very different. There's like scumbags, there's pathetic losers, there's who's trying to improve himself, there's Thorfinn, who's just like a PTSD war veteran that just wants to die, and now there's this dude Snake. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay, so for Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4 Episode 3, so yeah, more of Rampo's backstory. Just like, I guess the final episode where we learn how he got his powers and everything. So basically this murder case, it's not over yet. There's another part. So some dude actually got murdered. So yeah, Rampo couldn't save him because he died like a lot earlier, and basically it's the police officer. He's the imposter. So he's driving Rampo to their warehouse. It's like a hideout, and he's part of like this underground organization that like kind of murders people, I guess. And they want Rampo, they kept him alive because they want to use his abilities, since he can just like see the truth, solve every murder. So yeah, Rampo is not really phased. This was all part of his plan actually. Fukuzawa kind of like does some investigations. He sees that Rampo kind of set this up, and he basically tracks down his location, and he saves Rampo as he was about to get shot by a gun. And Rampo's not even phased. He's like, bro, I calculate all of this, all part of my plan. And then Fukuzawa, he's like, a cool fight scene where he just like beats up all these guys, assassinates them, just like knocks him down. Like, this dude is Batman 1v6 in a warehouse, and basically Rampo kind of like high fives him, good job. But Fukuzawa, bro, he slaps him in the face. He cares about Rampo. This is kind of like pretty heartwarming, because he's like, don't gamble your life, like you might actually die one day. So that's very nice. You know, we finally like see their whole story, how they met and how they like work together now. And it makes sense, because as we see in the present time, you know, Rampo, he's this like super detective, doesn't really care about anyone, is like pretty rude, but besides that, he's a pretty reliable member of the team. I'm kind of curious where we're gonna go after this. We're probably gonna see more of the cast again, so yeah, I can't wait to see Dazai and Nakajima. But yeah, this anime is like pretty good, you know, action scenes hitting hard, and we'll see what's gonna happen next time. Okay, so for Tokyo Revenger Season 2 Episode 3, another typical episode. You know, Takamichi getting beat up. Okay, this is like the 3rd episode in a row he's getting beaten up, punched in the face. This dude, I don't know, his ability, his shonen power is to take punches. It's not time travel, it's being a super healing punching bag. But yeah, basically Taichu, the leader of Black Dragons, the murder squad, he's like pulling up his red jacket. He's so huge, and he's beating up Takamichi, punching him, because he tells Hakai to kill Takamichi, but Hakai doesn't want to do it. Hinata tries to step up to protect, but bro, this dude Taichu, he hits women and men the same. But before he can hit Hina, you know, if he actually does that, that'd be pretty unforgivable. Takamichi kind of like steps in front of the punch anyway, and yeah, it looks like it's over for him. This dude is like dying. But yeah, Hakai kind of sees enough, so he kind of begs for Shiba to stop, and to do that, he says, I'm gonna quit man. I'm gonna join your gang. I'm gonna join the Black Dragons. So yeah, they kind of stop and then go away. Takamichi is like, you know, injured, but he's like kind of resting. And it's kind of like a big deal because it's like, okay, you attacked another gang in their territory. Okay, that's gonna be a war out here. Kaiju seems to be like super overpowered strong. Like, what are they feeding these middle school dudes? He's only 2 years older than the squad, but goddamn. So yeah, besides that, there's kind of like another step closer to the bad end, the future that we saw, because in the present time we see that Hakai did kill Taiju and he became the leader of the Black Dragons. So yeah, it's still kind of interesting. I one thing I don't like about the anime so far is too many flashbacks. Like 3 flashbacks this episode of just stuff we already know of, like Takamichi like thinking. Like, of course it's like a past and future story, so there can be flashbacks, but here they just used it way too many times. Besides that though, yeah, things are heating up. So there's like a meeting with all the gang leaders. So yeah, Hakai kind of begs to like, you know, leave the Tokyo Machi gang. And then the white-haired dude Mitsuya, he's like, no, you ain't leaving. So I guess that means they're going to war. So another gang fight. It's probably gonna be pretty rough. You know, it's called Christmas Showdown, so it's probably gonna be a big battle. Hopefully no one significant dies, I guess. Besides that, we see like another big part of the story. Chifuyu kind of like became Takamichi's best friend out of nowhere. Like, yeah, they were connected with Baji, and now Chifuyu just like follows Takamichi a lot. And yeah, Takamichi kind of relies on him now. He actually spills the tea with him. So he's like, all right, I can time travel. I'm from the future, and I'm trying to prevent this bad end. I'm trying to prevent all these people from dying. So yeah, Chifuyu does believe him because he knows that Takamichi's a bit weird. So this kind of explains a lot. And yeah, I guess it's interesting. It's like another ally, which I guess is like good for the plot. Everything's pretty solid so far. Another gang war is kind of heating up. So I guess we'll see what's going to happen next time. Okay, so for Blue Lock episode 15, you know, it's a typical game episode, just like continuation. Nagi and Isagi versus Naruhaya and Baro. So it's very funny because Naruhaya and Isagi are basically at the same level where they need a team to kind of like help them. They can't really make a play by themselves. And after that, Baro is just like too strong. He can make power shots wherever he wants. And Nagi, he can do the same. So it's a battle of like who can carry harder. They're going back and forth. It's like tied 4-4. In the final shot, Isagi actually takes it. He evolves his weapon. He can learn from other people. So he just like copies other people's moves. This dude, he's just like learning. He's unlocking the puzzle in his brain. And yeah, basically he steals Naruhaya's move because it's actually like pretty efficient. So Naruhaya tried to steal his move with the direct shot, but he missed. Isagi takes his move of like going behind the other person, just like sneaking around them, zigzagging, and finally doing his direct shot. So he combines both his weapons and it makes a goal. So yeah, final score 5-4. They win. We see it's like pretty sad for Naruhaya. You know, every time a character is gonna get kicked out of Blue Lock, it's pretty sad. We see their backstory. So this dude, he actually had like a big caring family around him. They're taking care of all their siblings because like their mom and dad died. So yeah, Naruhaya has a lot of people looking up for him, and the fact that he lost to Blue Lock is probably like very devastating for him. But yeah, Isagi moves on. They pick Baro, but you know, they kind of commend him for his like talent, his abilities. So yeah, you know, heartfelt goodbye, but you know, they always gotta take Baro. He's just way too overpowered. So yeah, it's still not that bad. You know, even though he lost Blue Lock, he still has a big caring family around him. So yeah, life goes on. You know, this is not a survival game anime. You don't die after you lose. So yeah, no worries there. The anime continues. But yeah, another exciting back and forth episode. It was like very quick seeing all this action unfold. And yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen next time. Okay, so for Don't Toy With Me Nagatoro-san, season 2, episode 4. It's pretty much enclosed in one setting, which is Nagatoro's house. So a senpai kind of comes knocking. Nagatoro is sick. He brought her handouts. He brought her some pudding. They can't get into the house. And then the older sister comes in. Yo, Nagatoro's older sister, bro. Shit's crazy. She got the same kind of mocking face. She's like even worse than the little sister. And yeah, she's just teasing the senpai at every turn. We don't even know her name, so senpai calls her Ane Toro. And basically they go in. She kind of like talks to him about Nagatoro. Oh, you want to learn any dirty secrets about her? So basically just like classic teasing. And once Nagatoro actually wakes up, she gets like so surprised. So yeah, it's funny to see their interactions, you know, just like typical sibling shit. After that though, her and the senpai are kind of like in the room. They're playing video games, teasing each other, talking. It's not really harassment anymore. It's kind of like just mutual love. And yeah, besides that, the sister keeps teasing them. So yeah, I love seeing this new character. And you know, another successful day, another slice of life episode. This anime does continue and the relationship is strengthening. And yeah, that's it for the anime review. Thank you for watching. These shows are pretty solid so far. Gonna keep watching. A lot of isekais this season are pretty good as well. You know, Handyman Saito is one of my favorites so far. Just gets really easy to watch. There's just like a bunch of comedic shorts in it. Not really a big overarching story so far. Also, I've been checking out the Trigun anime. There's 3 episodes so far. I brushed off the first episode because of CGI. But wait, this anime is honestly pretty good. You get used to it by the second episode, where it's like, you know, the same type of desert background environments, but there's like new different characters. So, you know, maybe check this one out too if you're like interested in the Trigun universe.